Let's visit it first. And away we go. Hello everyone, and welcome to your journey to Storybook Land. My name is Tyler, and I'll be your captain and storyteller aboard the Daisy boat. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your arms, hands, feet, and legs inside the boat at all times. And parents, please supervise your children so our story doesn't take any unexpected turns. So, most people travel to enchanted worlds through the pages of a book, but for those who are lucky enough to visit us in person, whether it's through a rabbit hole or magical pixie dust, often find their way in to be quite magical, or even a little bit menacing. But not to worry, friends, even though we've just passed through the jaws of Monstro the Whale, we are actually going to be transported to a magical place called Storybook Land. Of course, our story begins with a once upon a time, but in this case, it begins on the left-hand side, where there's a cave home to the big bad wolf. He is always chasing after the three little pigs, who luckily live on the right side of the canal, one living in a house made of straw, another house made of sticks, and one house made out of guaranteed wolf-proof brick. Our story takes a strange turn because just around the river bend, on our left-hand side, is the small English village home to Alice. This is where on one golden afternoon, Alice followed the white rabbit down the rabbit hole, where she fell down, 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 all the way to Wonderland, where things only got curiouser and curiouser from there. Storybook Land is full of fascinating places like London Park on our right-hand side. This is where Peter Pan and the Darling children first took flight to Neverland, where they never ever have to grow up. Straight ahead is the city of mystery and enchantment, known as Agrabah. This is where one day in the marketplace, a street rat named Aladdin stole the heart of Princess Jasmine. And even though they came from two different worlds, thanks to the power of love and having a friend like Genie, they all now live happily ever after in the Sultan's palace up on the hill. I guess you could say Aladdin was always one step ahead. All the bright shining lights here in Storybook Land, just like the twinkling lights above us, they're shining, shimmering, and splendid, just like the same stars that Aladdin and Princess Jasmine flew over, sideways, and under on their magic carpet ride to a whole new world. Now, friends, we are approaching the dark and mysterious Cave of Wonders, whose treasures bear a curse that only the genie can lift. Legend has it, whoever sets the genie free is granted 3 magical wishes. Let's all make a wish together and see if it comes true.
Oh, you saw that? That was cool, huh?
As we come out of the Cave of Wonders, on our right-hand side is the cozy cottage in the forest, home to the 7 Dwarfs, who took in Snow White in return for her kindness after she had fled the evil queen. And if you look over to your left-hand side, you'll see Cinderella's Blue Roof Chateau. This is where Cinderella wished to go to the ball, but was unfortunately left behind. But not to worry, friends, because thanks to her fairy godmother, she was able to go to the ball. But when she didn't return home in time before midnight, her magical carriage turned back into a pumpkin, which still rests up on the ridge to this day. Even though magic does have its limits, thankfully love does not. And now Cinderella lives happily ever after with their Prince Charming in the pink castle up on the hill.
Dad, I see the matterhorn right behind it.
Over on our left-hand side is the Field of Quilted Flowers, based off of the 1933 Silly Symphony cartoon, Lullaby Land. And for anyone who's been wondering, yes, all our plants here are 100% real. And thanks to my friend Tinkerbell, with a little bit of her pixie dust, they never ever have to grow up. As we come under of the bridge, on our left-hand side, is the story of the winds and the willows. This is the story of Mr. Toad and his friends who went on a wild adventure. Unfortunately, friends, it doesn't look like Mr. Toad is home right now. More than likely, he's off on a wild ride too. Nowhere in particular. And continuing on our left-hand side is the story of Frozen. This is the story of two sisters, Anna and Elsa, who discovered something more powerful than Elsa's ice magic, and that was the power of love. Over on our right-hand side of the canal is the small Swiss village home to Geppetto the woodcarver. This is where Geppetto wished upon a star, and his puppet Pinocchio would become a real-life boy. And thanks to the blue fairy, Geppetto got his wish, but not until Pinocchio saved Geppetto from the belly of Monstro the whale. Over on our left-hand side is Wandering Oak's trading post. Ooh, it's Anna. Last I heard, he's having a big summer blowout. As we pass through the tunnel, on our right-hand side is Prince Eric's castle. This is the story of the Little Mermaid, Ariel, whose true name has been for the English Ursula, and returns her feet to become a part of our world. And even though her story ends happily ever after with Prince Eric, you can see where her story began on the left-hand side in the underwater kingdom of Atlantica. And just like all good storybook endings, our journey comes to a happily ever after ending as well. As we approach the dock, continue to remain seated, keep your arms, hands, and fingers inside the boat. Once our boat comes to a full and complete stop, continue to remain seated until my count of 3. We will all stand up together on the center of the boat for balance, so no one has to go under the sea today. We'd like to thank you for joining us here at Storybook Land, and we hope that you have a magical day here at Disneyland.
I just want to make sure, like...
Sunny side, make sure you see the whole side so both have.
All right, friends, continue